Now let me show you this first. You know, this is a back test on, I think it was on oil, okay, on US oil. If some of you noticed, I made a post last week, like, was it last week, that so oil can actually be this profitable, have a clean chart, and if you don't even tell me about it all this while. Okay, and that was why I checked this out and I discovered that the algorithm will not actually be doing bad if it is trading US oil. Okay. The same way it's not actually doing bad if it's trading gold. All right. It's not doing bad also on gold, to be honest. So now, if you look at the drawdown here, it looks heavy. You see drawdown of 41.41% to make over 700%. If you look at the ratio, you're risking 41.41% of your account balance to make over 700%. It's not looking bad at all. Is it? Again, I'm going to ask again because I'm going to ask again to be sure that you can hear me. So let me go back. Let me get back on Telegram and ask you again to be sure you can hear me. Like, can you still see my screen, my screen, and hear me? Please let me know before we proceed. Can you still see my screen and hear me? I want to confirm so that you not run into a technical issue or a technical problem. Okay. Okay, let's said yes, you can hear me. Then Francis Emeka said yes, you can hear me. I see that Uchenna is typing, Flora is typing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Mr. Abiloro Kayode. Loud and clear, thank you. Online, your name is online. Nice one. So now, don't also forget to share the link to the channel with your friends. Let me post it here in case you want to invite them to be a part of this conversation. Okay, this is the link to the channel. You can go ahead and share with your friends and your loved ones to join this because it's going to be a very interesting one for us. I mean, very interesting one. So yeah, now this might look scary to untrained eyes and say, oh, balance drawdown was 41.41% and the profit was 700%. You look at the profit factor is making sense. Also, the recovery factor is looking so good, right? But actually, we are heading to somewhere. We are not there yet. Okay, sorry about that. So the problem, like I said, with most trader is lack of emotion. Sorry, emotion rather. Emotion. Poor psychology is the big problem with most traders. One of the reasons why many of you are not making money is because it's not because you're not actually that good, but you are trading against several millions of other traders across the world. Some of them they actually went to Cambridge, they went to Harvard to study mathematics, advanced mathematics, okay, specifically for market, for the financial markets. Some could be like financial market, mathematics, and all of that. So how easy is it going to be like for you to compete with them? It's a struggle, it's a fight. That's why the algorithm means Ijakadi. Ijakadi means fight, like struggle and fight. Okay, so trading is a fight. So that's a challenge, right? Also, time, time. How many of you have noticed something like there's a setup you've been waiting for, and that setup actually formed? It happened around 3 a.m. In the midnight when you are snoring or at the dreamland. How many of you noticed that? Then you wake up and say, wow, I missed this opportunity. Chai! If you want to enter at that stage, when it was already too late for you to enter, that is because you're a human being. Okay, that's another problem. So another problem is that things are changing very, very fast. We are actually heading towards what the the next phase of industrial revolution. That's number one. We are also heading towards the next phase of globalization. You know, globalization has been on for so many decades. So we are entering a new phase of globalization. Okay. Okay, say, oh, you have to wake up at night to trade because you want to eat that. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to miss it. So it has happened to so many, it has happened to even the best of us. You just wake up to go and pee in the midnight, you discover that the ship, the train has left you behind. So it happens in trading a lot. So let's talk about another challenge which is called globalization. Sometimes, the reason why some youth in Nigeria or in other African countries or in Asia are jobless is not because, especially in Africa, it's not because you are not brilliant. It's not because you're not smart enough. Many of you have first class, 2-1, 2-2, and it's not as if you don't even know anything at all. It's not as if you're not trying. It's not as if you're not submitting CV. It's not as if you're not packing your CV. But to be honest, one of the biggest disadvantages of globalization is centralization of work, of job. Okay, the job that's supposed to be distributed across countries, it eventually moves to specific and few countries of the world. Okay, so that's another challenge. You are trying. Another challenge is that AI is here, it's taking over so many things. So many things. Let me share my friend story with you. Some of you know him, Joel, the founder of Kenko. I think he said that thing recently. He said that when we had a master class in financial literacy, if you can recall that class, he said that he was working with a company. He's a programmer and a very good data analyst. So he said he was working with a company and there was a request that he should scrap data from Tech Kaba and every top tech publications across Africa. He did that. They scrapped the data, hell of the data from their websites. And they fed an AI with data, and the AI started creating bad ass tech content for them. And within few weeks, they populated their website with a lot of high quality content. Because this is not you asking AI for random articles. No, you are feeding AI with a lot of articles that you love. I want AI to create something even better than what you're feeding the AI. Imagine scrapping data from several tech websites, Tech Aba, Tech Point, just name it. They scrap that from those websites to create a unique and original content that sounds real. I getting it. And that was how they learned how to lay off three writers. Those who are in the writing department, content department, they had to lay them off in that department. Was it three or six of them? And out of those people that were laid off, two happens to be his friends. Two out of those people happens to be his friends. He's a programmer. He worked, they gave him a task in the company to work on. He worked on it, and that task ended up, hitting his friends in other departments. That is how powerful AI is. Currently we are in a global hackathon, in the world largest hackathon. We are currently competing in that hackathon, right? And we are instructed to only build with AI and nothing else. And that's exactly what we are doing. So I'm sharing this story with you so that you can actually, understand the the full scope of what is happening right now globally, in case you are sleeping already. Now, we built the front end of a new idea that we thought all by ourselves. We built the front end. It took us, let me say, because we later had issue later on, some technical challenges. It took us, I think, approximately 10 hours. Initially, we built within 5 hours initially. Later on, we had some issues, then we had to go back and build again. So it took us approximately 10 hours to build a solid front end. Starting from tomorrow, we are working with the back end. Though we have developers amongst us, we have good developers amongst us, front end, back end, mobile app, they are working together. That's to show you how powerful AI is. Okay, that is what will lead to massive unemployment. Okay, so and the better you prepare for that, the faster it is for you. Look at this data: 76,000 jobs lost in the US alone. In the US alone, 70,000 just between January and June. This is June now, right? So between January and June, they've lost this amount of jobs in the US. Just what will now happen between now and end of the year? Because the more AI is scaling, the more people are losing their jobs. Facebook is downtrending, IBM, Google is laying off staff members. And if it looks like it's a fluke elsewhere, what about in Nigeria, the country where we are right now? Chowdeck, a Nigerian food delivery company based in Lagos, Nigeria, commenced the year with 120 staff members. This should be a wake-up call to you. Due to disruption caused by AI, 86 staffs, 86, 86 out of 120 is over 60% of their staff members, of their workforce that was laid off the same day. 86 staff members out of 120 were sacked and made redundant last week, and their roles were replaced by AI. Okay, for child death, this decision was straightforward because they are no longer needed. It's as simple as that. So when people say, I need a job, no, I'm looking for a job. What is making job to become scarce? What the reason why we are having a lot of people who want job and the job is not getting scarce is because of technology. For those of you who have background in engineering, do you know how many people that lathe machine replaced? Do you know how many people that CNC machine replaced when it became a new technology during that period? So the same way those machines were replacing people, that's the exact same way AI and machine learning is also going to affect a lot of industries. So whether you like it or not, it is bound to happen. Okay, it is bound to happen. So now what about remote workers? Hey, I work online. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a web designer. I'm a UI designer. I'm a chemical designer. Okay, AI is that monster that is coming for everyone. Okay, and that is why a couple of serious countries today they are talking about universal basic income. I've known about universal basic income now. It's been over 80 years since I've known about universal basic income. I've read so much about it. There has been a lot of, when there's been a lot of or let me say anti-universal basic income, to speak in normal English. Okay, there's been a lot of anti-universal basic income globally. People raise their voice against it. It will make people to become lazy. It will be, it will build mental length in people and all of that. But according to latest statistics, the number of people who are opposing universal basic income now, those voices are now reducing globally because the reality is now staring at all of us. Okay, so people that will make massive wealth from AI, they are actually the catalyst that builds the AI, not the masses. So whatever remote work that you're currently doing, just know that AI is coming for you. Some people say, "Oh, what if I learn how to use AI?" And all of that. If you learn how to use AI, okay, it's just for a while because AI agents are coming for you. Because AI agents, they are actually an advanced level AI that use AI to achieve certain results. Okay, so if you say, okay, people will post on Facebook and say, AI is not here to replace you. Those who learn how to use AI, that will replace you. Yeah, that is also right to some reasonable extent, but later those who knows how to use AI will also be replaced by AI agents. All right, whether they like it or not. So you have to brace up. Okay, we may be on the sideline when it comes to global financial market because all the money that will be made, that the companies will make through AI, IBM, Google, Tesla, X, just name those companies, Meta, all the money that all these companies will make, it will end up in the global financial markets, in the stocks markets, indices markets, you know, commodities markets, all the money will end up there. So, but it gives you an advantage to learn how to get a piece of that cake at all times. And I believe that that is why we are here today. You see that before the arrival of VO3, which was built by Google, VO3 can make a movie today. Before the arrival of VO3, Nollywood protested. They were on strike. Nollywood, as big as Nollywood is, whoever thought that Nollywood would go on strike because of a new technology, a new tech, they went on strike. About a year strike in protest against AI replacing them. But what is the authority doing? They are not stopping the companies from building what they are building. And if you notice, throughout the world, many countries, many policymakers, they are silent because the capitalists has ruled them, they have ruled over them. They are silent. You can hardly see a government of any country antagonizing AI or machine learning. You can hardly see it. They are all silent. All right. So if the government is not doing anything across the world, so what are you going to do about it? I guess nothing, right? So now let us now talk about this as a form of solution. Let's talk about the use cases of the algorithm. There are so many use cases that exist, to be honest, but let's just talk about a few of them. Okay. If we are not fortunate to live in a country, even if universal basic income is being accepted by many countries, before it will get to this part of the world and become a big deal, it might take a century. Okay, it might take a century before to become a big deal and it be implemented in this continent or in this country. You get it? Even if they are enjoying UBI in other countries. So you basically need to plan for yourself, right? You have kids in future, if kids are still young, you're actually going to be paying less for school fees than when they actually get to secondary school and universities. So to pay school fees, you have some capital. The algorithm can actually help you to achieve that. Yeah, I know we are taking some risk, but we are going to discuss also how to properly mitigate against the risk you're also taking and reduce it. You cannot eliminate the risk completely, to be honest. Okay, even though the technology that produces car is over a century old technology that produces car, despite that, we still have car crash, we have accident, it happens. So you can only minimize. So the safety principles on automobiles now is been it's been improved by several thousands of percentage compared to what it was 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Cars are now smarter. So you can only work towards reducing the risk, you cannot completely eliminate it. Right. So talking about paying house rent. Let's see this, let's use this as an example now. I want to like move to a new apartment. I want to rent a three-bedroom apartment in a good place so that my family can live there. I have the money now. I will not actually need to move to that apartment now. I can use the money and use the algorithm to grow that fund, that exact cash will produce a new cash for me that can be used to pay that rent. And when I eventually move to that house, the cash will still continue to produce money to continue to pay that rent as long as I want to stay in that place. It means that you don't have to like go out there, look for a new job, start, going through all kind of stress, changing jobs, negotiating for higher salary and all of that, or stealing from your employers, which is a very bad thing. You don't have to go through that kind of route for you to actually do some basic things you want to do in life. Maybe our school fees is not your challenge, you know, maybe house rent is not a problem. What about charity and giving out to people? Okay, when we work, it's only in this part of the world that we work tirelessly so that our family can survive and feed. In other better clime, people work so that they can help other people who are not even their family members, who they have never had contact with in their lives. There's nothing bad in that. What about car maintenance? They say if you want to buy a car, make sure you have one to buy three cars. That's the only way to actually maintain that car. Otherwise, you will suffer. the car will suffer you. It will hit deep into your income. Some people actually drive cars, but to be honest, if you look at their financial statements, their bank account is nothing to write them about. The car they have is just a front end. Their back end is whack. Okay, just for like yeah, this status, this social status. Ah yeah, car owner, yeah, I front my keys, yeah, and all of that. Camry, all of that. Because they are able to buy one car and they bought one car, right? So and there are so many other ways to take advantage of the algorithm. The use case depends on what you want from it. Now let us now go back to this. Now talking about the prop firm, which is the reason why 99.99% of you are here today. Maybe there's one person who is not here because of that. But majority are here because of let me see, And some people are here to learn more because you've actually attended the previous sessions that you had and they're here to learn more. And I can see three people here today who already use their algorithm. Maybe they just get like, okay, let me attend and learn more. They're already using the algorithm in their live account and they're listening to me right now. Right. So now, what is the plan? Everything I do, I say plan. I write a book, I tell you it's a plan. I post analysis or trading view about what I think about the market. I also call it plan. Okay. So what's the plan? I've done my research, but I don't think I have done the perfect research because there is a limit to what an individual can achieve. Now, I want to put this to you. Aside FTMO and Funded Next, do you know any other broker that allows users or traders to trade with a trading algorithm on their platform? If you know anyone, please start dropping their names right now, please. Okay, that will help the research. Okay, so use the comment box. Okay, drop their names. If you know any other prop firm that allows, aside FTMO and Finex, that allows the traders to use trading algorithm on their platform to pass and also to trade their account, please go ahead and let me know. Do you know anyone? Okay, other prop firms that allow trading algo. Yeah, I made a post on the Telegram channel. Let me know. Please drop them. I want to learn. I want to learn from you. Now, the reason why I'm asking is because we are not going to be limiting ourselves to these two platforms. We can explore other platforms because if you do not explore, you have no idea if there are other ones that have even a more favorable conditions than these guys. Let me check. Let me check. Do you know? Please reply that. Reply that message, please, so that I can track it. Okay, funded dot direct funded. Okay, FTMO. Yes, that's a very good research. Thank you. My funded FX. Yes. The Fivers, True Forex Funds. Well, that is nice. So I'm going to be doing research on it because, okay, thank you, Khadijat Usman. I appreciate that. God bless you. You can see, you can see. So I'm likely to like take that on and start working on it. The reason why I ask is because there are different conditions. I will break some things down to you, and you'll be like, wow, in case you don't know before. When I checked FCMO, I found out that they have, every broker that you think that you are using, whether it is a prop firm or a broker, there's something called properties. If you go to MT5, okay, if you go to MT5, I'm going to show you an example right now. If you go to MT5, let me show what I'm talking about. I will post it in the group chat, don't worry. If you go to MT5, your FCMO, if you are logged in on MT5, then click on the pair which you are trading. When you click on it, then click on you see options like new order, charts, properties, market statistics, simple view, especially if you're using Android device. Then click on properties. If you click on properties, you will see the digits, you know, the contract size is there, spread is floating. That is if you click on asset like what's it called? Asset like US oil. Okay. Now you see the maximum. Yeah, the maximum on US oil, for instance, it was 1,000 volume. Okay, volume is same thing as lot size. And the minimal lot size is 0.01 on the platform. Now, on FTMO, the maximum is 1,000, right? On funded next, can you guess what was the maximum? The maximum on the platform, it was 3. The maximum volume on the platform was 3. Okay, that was the maximum, 3. So it means that there is a lot of advantage depending on the kind of algorithm you are using, whether you're using version 1.8, especially. If you're using version 1.8, it is favorable to you to trade on FTMO than on funded next, right? Because of that limitation. Look at the distance. 1,000 max volume against 300 max volume. It's crazy. Okay, the distance is just too big. But if you are not trained enough, you don't have the knowledge, you will not know. You will think because there is oil on Frednex and there is oil on FTM, so they're the same thing, and you will trade them a similar way, then you have problem. You are going to run into challenge because of that. So that is why the first thing for any trader on any platform is to check the properties of the pair that you want to trade. It's very important. So now, the cost of 10,000 accounts, 10K accounts on FTMO, it costs you 27.18. That's the cost. Approximately, let's say it is 630. I don't know if they will charge for VAT. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I don't know if the government has reached their side and they're not asking them for VAT. Okay, so but on the other side, okay, look at this. The overall loss is 10%. The Mark 3 loss is 5%. For those of you who are what pro-firm traders, you are pretty much aware of this. Okay, please, in the next 5 minutes, I will seek your permission to go and empty my, what's it called? I want to go and urinate. Simply put, I beg. That's not the word responsible. So I'll seek your permission, just a few minutes, like 2 minutes or 3 or 1 minute, and I'll come back. Okay, my brother is kind of getting food right now. So now, this is the max loss, the Mark 3 loss, right? Which is okay. It's pretty much the same thing as FTMO. So if we are getting these accounts, there is profit share. Like if you make, they are going to give you back what there is profit share of 195. They'll give that back to you, and that makes it make sense. And also their plan is 549. Let's say approximately 550. Okay. Now looking at this, there seems to be difference, maybe difference of 80 USD difference between them. So you can make a choice between both of them. But when it comes to the leverage, okay, the max lot for a year, if you're trading oil especially, is 3, which may not be so favorable to you. And you see why as we proceed. Okay, so moving on from here, moving on from here, uh, the business of prop firm works like this. Prop firm can actually be a leverage. Okay, a leverage, meaning that you buy for 630 on FTMO, you get what? 100K. That is the reason why most people are attracted to prop firms. Okay. When you have cantilever, okay, that gives you leverage. Little effort, maximum, little input, maximum output because of that leverage that you have. So that is what prop firm does for you. But this is the top mistakes that most people are making with prop firm. Number one, they are addicted to several traits. That's number one. Aside the emotion, psychological, whatever, they are addicted to several traits. And also, they are also addicted to a lot of traders on YouTube saying, oh, I got funded, I am withdrawing, life proof, So people don't want to be patient. They want to get their account today, pass it by next week, the upper week and pass it, then they are funded, they have access to funded account and they will draw within the same month. That is the problem with most people. And as they are trying to achieve that, they're either losing at the challenge phase or they pass the challenge phase and they are losing when they have access to a funded account. Now, some people will actually buy prop accounts more than 5 times a year with nothing to show for it because of that reason. It's absolutely nothing to show for it. They are looking for fast approach. Now, I'm not promising you that this is going to be a very fast approach. It is neither too slow nor too fast, but it gives you an edge. Okay, because like I always tell people, this is the business. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not a get rich quick stuff. So let us now talk about more about this. So the better approach is this. This is what I'm going to do. Look, listen, please. Normally, if you can recall, when we said that the minimum to fund a standard account to use an algorithm some times ago, it was 5K, if you can recall. Then for those who are on cent accounts, I said the minimum for the first version of the algorithm is 2K, which translates to 20,000 on cent accounts, if you can recall. Now, you are going to FTMO to get an account. For instance, either FTMO or Funded Next, where FTMO have a favorable properties than Funded Next. Okay, so even those ones that you listed, I will take time to check their properties if it makes sense or not. Okay, they don't hide it. So then you get an account of 100K with 620, sorry, 630. So what are you going to do? Okay, the next thing to do is to have it in mind that you are not actually getting 100K. What you are getting is 5 to 10K. Okay, because if you violate the daily drawdown rule, you are out of the game. So it means that what they are giving you is not even up to 10K. They are giving you 5K, or in a case that you don't violate that rule, you have 10K. So you are actually using your 630 to buy 5 to 10K. That is the mathematics. Okay, I hope that is making sense to you. That is the mathematics that you have to have in the back of your mind. So meaning that you can also trade that account with the algorithm as if you are trading 5K account. That's the rule. Okay. As if you are trading a 5K account. That's the approach to it. Right? So you remember, one of the reasons why you could not use version 1.8 of the algorithm is because you do not have 5K. Right? But if you have 630 to pay the profit platform, then you can use the algorithm as if you're having a 5K. So you're not going to be using it as if you have 100K. It's not going to work that way because you are going to violate the rule really fast. So that is the better approach to it. I believe it is making sense that we are driving somewhere. Okay. So moving on from here, let us now do, let us run it. But before we run it, please permit me. I need to visit the patron. Okay. That is really important. Just give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Let me so I'm going to launch the MT5 platform. So now this is what you do. Inside the algorithm, there is a max drawdown on it that kind of try to protect your capital. So we are now going to put that max drawdown. It won't be at 5%. It will be at, you can use 4.8%. Okay, so that you would never violate the maximum. You never have any chance to violate their maximum drawdown rules. Know how you violate it. That's the essence of that. So let us run the version 1.8 now. Okay, still on 1.8. So we're going to be running it on oil. So that is US oil. US oil. Okay. So we make it like 100,000 as deposit. Then we come here. Okay. You're not seeing my screen. Sorry about that. So let me go back and share the screen. Let me go to Telegram and share that screen with you on Telegram. So share screen. Let me scroll down towards. Okay. So I believe you're not seeing my screen right. So then if you come here, okay, you come here, then let us now run the algorithm on that account. Okay. So let's have it. Okay, but then let me close this. There's something I almost forgot to add to it. So we have the max drawdown here. This max drawdown, right? You change it to what? To 4.8 or 4.9. Okay, maybe 8.5 thereabouts. I think that makes sense. Okay, so when you change that, then you go ahead and run it. I guess I have to share the last screen with you. Let me share this. Okay, so you can visualize what is happening on the screen. So you can see now that it's trading it. You just have to be patient. That's why it even makes sense to have a lifetime license, because it allows you to have this peace of mind. Like, okay, I have a lifetime license. I just need to cater for my server if you are not using a free server. So you see, it is growing that 100K. It has grown by like 1.6%, 1.7%, 1.8, 1.9, 2%, okay, 3%. You know, it lost some trade right there again. Still trying to grow it. You can see that you are yet to violate the drawdowns. Whether it is max drawdown or the daily drawdown is not violated yet. You can see that. Because if you put it at 5%, there will be challenges at 5%. Still trying to struggle with the market. So you can still say it. If you like want to make money, you have to struggle now. Yeah, let's go there. Nobody ever said it's gonna be easy, but as long as you are playing by the rules, something good will happen, right? Okay. So looks like we are close. If there will be some laws that can take you out, you see that. So at that point in time, then you have actually passed that phase of 10%, which is what they are always looking out for. That's what they're asking for. You've passed that 10%. Then you will now move to the next stage. And the next stage requires that you pass by 5%. Okay, you want to be sure that you are the one that worked hard to pass it. Now let us now move to the next stage, next phase. They'll have given you login to a new account. That's how it works. At least on this platform, my Forex fund. That's how it works. They give you new login to a fresh account. You now start all over again for the next phase of the challenge. Okay. So already the next phase has started. So the reason why the algorithm is a little bit slow is because the risk tolerance is low. Imagine 4.85 risk tolerance because we are trying to make sure that no matter what happens, you don't want to like breach that account. So to take off some trades and close it to avoid that what's it called? To avoid the problem with that maximum drawdown. So that has been a challenge with it. Okay. So what you can see now is that it actually passed the phase one, but it struggled to pass the phase two, right? Okay, is because we actually limited it to that 4.85, right? So it didn't actually fail the phase two, but it didn't actually pass it till now. So the thing is, if you run the algorithm long enough on that account, it is definitely going to pass it. You have seen that already, isn't it? It is definitely going to pass it. Now let us now try this on okay, the same capital right, but we are going to be changing the algorithm to the new version 1.9. All right, the 1.9. So we go back, we change this to version 1.9. Okay, we change the assets to gold, okay, which is XAUUSD to gold, right? Still the same capital of 100,000 capital, okay. They'll go to input. Even if the leverage is 1 ratio 30 leverage or 1 ratio 100 leverage, it's not going to affect you. So yeah, we have this all set up. Then you can put your wall. Let me change this. I'm coming just a moment. Okay, you can change this to 5K or 100K. Let's use 5K first. Sorry about that. So let's use 5K first. Like it's trading a 5K account because obviously that is exactly what the broker is want you to do. If you pay for 100K accounts, you're not paying for 100K account, you're paying for 5K or 10K accounts. That's how it works. So you come here, okay, then okay. So there is no need to use okay, if you are on 100K accounts, you should use a balance protection. Okay. Let us run this on. Let's try 100K now. Later you can try 5K. You see something right now. Just give me a moment. So you go to the balance protection that protects you from the input side. You can put, don't put 5.0, 5% please. Use either 4.9, 4.8, some kind of. Let's say use 4.9%. Like anything that will make they are going to lose 4.9%, you should close everything to protect you from that. So that the next day you can resume back. That is the meaning of that. So make sure that you don't lose up to 5% in a single day. But you can lose 2% every day. They don't mind. Like for five days. Okay. Maybe like 1.9% for 5 days. You're still in the game. So let us now go back. You will see a different screen, I believe. Let me see. I don't know if you can see the test environment. So let me go back to Telegram. Let me see if you can see. Yeah, you are seeing exactly what I'm saying. So you're watching it to see how far this can take us. I know some of you will panic, like, hey, oh man, this Jordan, no. Yeah, it's normal, to be honest. Someone said if you need to urinate, go now. In real time, what about now? Can you see it now? What about now, Emmanuel? Can you see it? Zimsa, can you see my screen now? Let me know, Emmanuel, if you can see my screen. Yeah, you can see. It has already passed it now. Okay, it has already passed it. If you watch the screen very well, it has already passed it. So it has passed it. Let me even start all over again in case you missed something. So I'm going to start all over again. Same screen, let me stop it. Okay, so let me start all over again. What's happening? Okay, I have to close the screen first. So let me start all over again. I'll share the screen, don't worry. So let me share the screen with you if you're not already seeing it. So let me share screen of the tester. So I believe you can see the screen all right. So it is still struggling to pass it. Still struggling to pass. The struggle will not be for a year. Oh, yeah, it's good here. Still struggling. Okay. So leave the algo, let the algo do what it knows how to do best. That's just the way to go about it. You can see. That is when you be panicking. Ah, and it was a profit before. Way. What now happened? It was a problem before now. And I almost passed it too. Yeah, that is normal. That is part of the emotion we are talking about for human being. It's normal. Okay. Yeah, it has passed it. You can see it's already passed the first phase, which is the first 10% target. Now they're going to give you a new account immediately. They'll give you a new account. And when they give you a new account, then you start through the new account to prove yourself. Okay, so let us now go to the new account. So let's go. So you have a new account now. For instance, let's assume it is working on the new account now. It's working on the new account. It has passed the new account now. Let's check it out. Because the equity was already 115%, right? So normally just close it. Yeah, it has passed it. Look at the balance. Because 50% is 10% plus 5%, right? So it has passed it. Okay. Then what is next? You go and start trading the funded account. Okay, that's still them, everything is still them, right? But they have a way of using the prop firm will always take money from other failed traders and pay traders that are having profit on their demo account. That's how it works, isn't it? By now, you should know the game of forex. What's it called? Of prop firm. They are not connected to global liquidity of the forex market. Okay, they have their own internal liquidity, and they must for them to be in profit, they must make sure that they are not paying more than what they are getting from the field traders to profitable traders. Anyway, that's by the way. So that has been passed. So next, you have a new account. So plug it in and roll it. Let's go. Let's have it. That is version 1.9 in action. So don't forget, based on this, I'm coming again. Just let's us go again. So you can see that you've moved from 115 to 132, right? What that means is that you've had that is like 2 minus 15 is what? Is that 17? So you've had 17k profit on that account, right? So let us continue with it. Let's see how far it can go. So if you want, as a matter of fact, every time you make 5k profits, because it is profit, the best approach is to initiate withdrawal and take it out. Every time you make 5k profit, just take it out of the system. because it is not a live account. It's not a broker. It is prop firm, for God's sake. Take it out. Because at any point in time, anything can happen. So you should play smart. You should play wise. You should play it wise, right? So you don't have to wait until you have 17K. Every 5K, you can just take it. You can take out 5K like multiple times if you want. So as long as the account is not breached, there is no problem. Okay, there's no problem at all. Still pretty much in the game. Mhm. So they are based on losses. That is normal. Like if the market is not moving as you move, the algorithm has to like just cut the loss as early as possible. Okay, that has to happen. Now at 40, right, still doing its best, protecting the downside as much as possible and maximizing the upside. You see that? Yeah, makes sense. So protecting the downside, maximizing the upside. But for most manual traders, they are protecting the upside. Okay, let's see. 162. Okay, let's see how far it can go. Let's have it. Let's have it. Still struggling in the markets. You can see. So I'm going to ask you a question now. How many of you can beat this record? Anyone? Okay. So it means that you must have done multiple 5K, 10K withdrawals on the platform within a span of 4.5 years. Okay. How many of you can beat a record like this? Anyone? Okay. So that is the role of a machine. It is purely mechanical. No emotion attached, no psychological trauma. Allow it to do its work. Now, let us now think about the worst case scenario. Okay, the worst case scenario could be that you lost, maybe like you've actually made the withdrawals like twice. You've done 5K withdrawal once, 5K withdrawal again. Maybe you've done like 10K in total withdrawal. Okay, and the worst case is that maybe at some point the rules were violated. Of course, the algorithm has been programmed in a way that it will not violate those rules, both the daily max drawdown rules and also the max drawdown rules. But let's say it happens. If it happens, you've withdrawn 10K withdrawal, 15K withdrawal, with how much? How much do you even use to buy the FTM? How much? 630. So you have enough liquidity to buy again if there is a need to buy again. It's as simple as that. I'm just painting a worst case scenario. Okay, that is a very powerful leverage. Using 630 to make that amount is a powerful leverage. All right. So I'm going to ask now, is there anyone here with a level of consistency that can beat Ijakadi, algo results. Anyone? Okay. If you can't, please don't be shy. Like you are learning. If you can't, just go ahead and reply. Is there anyone here who, with the level of consensus that can beat the algorithm results? Anyone? So if you can actually beat that result, okay, it just makes sense to join, to join it and start using it. It's as simple as that. That's the logic. Okay. If you cannot beat that result, it's since all these years that you have been struggling and joining the market. Okay, there's nothing wrong with using it. All right, so that is it. We've run it, but we are not finished yet. Okay, just stick around. We're not finished yet. Now we run the algorithm. Okay, it is not really how fast you qualify for the next challenge. That is the problem that most people are. People are just too anxious. You know, people are just too anxious. They lack patience. Okay. Khadija Kutman said it's straight with no emotion. Exactly. No emotion. It's just purely mechanical. Add stuff. Metal to metal. Are you getting that? There's no blood. There's no red blood cell. There's no red blood cell. There's no white blood cell. So the problem most people are actually having is, imagine you actually bought an account. When it closed with 73,000 K as profit. Okay, still protecting your downside as much as possible, right? Now, you will sacrifice 15K because you have to pass 10% and 15%. So if you subtract that 15K minus 73, what are you going to have over that period? That is 73 minus 15, that is 58. Okay, so if no be say you use 630, that's what you pay there to withdraw. We are withdrawing from other failed traders, those who are failing their challenge, which is what Prof I always pray for. There are programs to actually make people fail. Okay, so you're actually taking their own money. They're taking from them and giving to you. It's as simple as that. Because those guys cannot do what your own algorithm is capable of doing. It's as simple as that. So that's 58K. All right. So you must have withdrawn multiple times on the platform. So if at all you later breach that, you breach an account that you bought for how much? 600 plus. You're not going to pay you now because you have enough liquidity to move on and continue with the business. So the mistake most people are making is how fast they want to pass the stage one, stage two. But it is not actually how fast, it is how well. Okay, even if you cash out 20K in 4 years with this amount of money, it is still a good business. Okay, even if you cash out 10K in 4 years with this money, it is still a good business. But unfortunately, social media has wired you in the wrong way because of those videos that you are seeing online. Like someone will say he has been withdrawing multiple, passing multiple challenges and all of that. To pass challenge is not easy. I've done it manually before MFF packed up. I wanted to like pass and actually get following on the platform. I was about to complete the second stage, the second phase before they, personally, not depend on anybody's signal. Say, okay, I give me entry, buy, sell, buy, sell. No, before they had issue with regulators because MFA was only trading against traders. That was a big challenge for them. So now, building wealth takes patience. You can see, building wealth requires more than just any high income. It demands financial discipline, long-term thinking, not because you want to buy Lambo today, tomorrow. Okay, you have to be disciplined. Long-term thinking, strategic approach to spending and investing, right? So while being rich might not allow for a luxury lifestyle in the short term, true wealth provides lasting financial freedom and security. That is what you should be looking out for. Not the status that this guy don't buy car, this guy don't, don't do this, don't do that. No. You calm down and build something. The leverage that your parent never had. You see, this in this century where we are right now, sending a child to a university, even the best university in Nigeria, does not give anyone a leverage anymore. I was discussing that with my wife recently. Okay, it doesn't give any kid a leverage anymore. Now you've been to university, you've graduated and all of that. What leverage? It's a leverage, oh, to be honest. I don't like play down education. It's a leverage, but leverage is not as powerful as it was 50 years ago when they sent people to school. Right? The best leverage that a parent can give to their kids is not the university certificate, is the financial, is the wealth that that parent has created for that child that can now build on rather than start from scratch, which is what most of us are doing right now. Then they are able to move faster in life. So if you want to create a leverage that your parent never gave you for your own children, your children, and your children's children, you have to think about the long term, not the short term. Okay, you have to think about it. A true wealth provides lasting financial freedom and security, not make money this year and be broke next year. Does that make sense to you now? So if you are using an algorithm, you have to be calming down. It's already programmed, it's already tested and tested on your behalf. Things are in place, but you have to calm down. So that is also important. All right. So yeah, the user's license is available. Like once you make payment for it, you have access to that guide. But let us now talk about this. Annual plan is 249. Let us now reason as a business person, like an actual business person. Okay, annual plan is 249, and I think on Gumroad, annual plan on Gumroad is 399 because that is targeted towards the European and American market. And to be honest, it will still at some point it will not be sold for 249 anymore. It will go to 399 annual. So some of you know that when we are just starting a new project like this, it is important to make it as affordable as possible. Then the 2-year plan on Gumroad is I think 699. Then a month is 299 on Gumroad. No, sorry, it is I think it's 299 on Gumroad. So that's the plan. So if you actually want to like sit down and make this a business, it pays you to go for a lifetime license as a business person. Okay, because if you have to go for annual, you have to come back and get another annual plan. Does that make sense to you now? So the 6 month plan is only for those who are like, let me just test, let me just test. That's not a business person. Let me just test, let me see. Those are the categories that can say, okay, let me just go for 6 months. But someone who is into business, a real business person will go for a lifetime. Well, maybe annual plan is not so bad. Yeah, it's not bad too. Because you can make a lot of progress in a span of 12 months. Does that make sense to you now? So, but if you're looking at this cost, you are not going to take much action. Let me not break this down to you. Like your monthly expenses of running algorithm, if you actually buy server, of course, if you have a lifetime, your only headache is server cost. All the other cost has been offset. So the server costs $1824 a month. That is the good ones. You can get other like 5, 6 there, but it's possible. Maybe 10 or 12. But the good ones, Contabo and Forex VPS, this is how much it costs per month. If you are paying for the annual plan, you are using the algorithm for like 20.7 a month, right? The total cost is 38.75 to 44.74 a month. That's the total cost, right? Now, if you actually buy annual license, In that span of 4 years of trading, to build that wealth, that amount you do, it will cost you this 1,000 and 1,196. Sorry, 1,060. That is how much it will cost you if you are using, you know, that is plus server and license cost. All right. Now, if you are on lifetime license, this is how much it will cost you. It will cost you something very close to that. You buy license, you buy server for that period. This is how much it will cost you. Okay, but there is an extra to it. You can actually like, and no, this is just a bonus, please. This is a bonus. You can actually license if you are buying a lifetime license. You can license 3 extra accounts to make it really, really worth it for you. You can license 3 extra accounts. This can only license 1 account. Does that make sense to you now? That's why I said those who are actually into the business of trading will actually go for a lifetime. But if you can still be in business for a year and keep on to renew it. All right, that also makes sense. So for other businesses, like you put in that, I don't know, can you actually buy a taxi for 620 or something? It's not possible, right? It's not possible. What business will you put 2005, let's say 2494 or 2490, which is total cost for year for this. If you're using annual plus server, that's if you are paying for server costs. If you are not using my own server, okay, it will cost you this amount. If you're using my server, it will help you to offset the cost. So the lifetime license for you can see the difference is not that much actually. In addition, you get 3 extra account license for you. In addition to that. So which business will you invest this amount? Okay, this amount, but the profit cost, license cost, server cost is this is the total cost here. Which business will you invest that amount and you will be able to make up to 50K or even 10K in 4 years? To be honest, it's not easy. You know it's not easy, right? So how about the server? So if the server cost is offset for you, okay, like someone is actually interested in that, and I use my server for that person, okay, that person is going to be having this cost. But to be honest, I will not be actually allowed to use my server all the years, maybe the first year. But the other year, I beg you have to for your own server. So, but if you have access to a free server, okay, then this is how much it will cost you for that 4 years. You can see the cost is massively offset. Don't forget again, the annual plan is 249, still going back to 399 by God's grace. The 6 month plan is 159, is going back to 299. Okay, so that it will be rhyme with what you have. There won't be discrepancy. What you have on Gumroad. So and the lifetime is 1,000. Okay, so you can pay with Naira to get license. You can also pay with crypto if that is your choice. All right. So thank you everyone for being a part of this to the end of this. Now, if you have questions, please raise your hands. Okay. If you have questions to ask, go ahead and raise your hands. Let me know so that I can actually answer your question one after the other. So I believe that I have been able to show you in real time, not screenshots. Okay, I'm going to show you in real time what is possible if you are using the algorithm to trade on your prop firm account. Okay, so if you have any questions to ask, go ahead, raise your hands first so I can pass the mic to you. You can ask your question. Maybe you're in a place whereby you cannot speak. Okay, use the comment box. Okay, and ask your question. I'll read it so that I can answer that question. So basically, you have to like work on your mind. You building something that will last. It takes a different mindset to build. Okay, you have to be like, man, I don't want to be like all these fast lane guys. I want to like take my time and build what will actually last for a longer time. All right. That is a mindset I want you all to have. So if you want to get a license, you can send a DM on WhatsApp. Okay. Send DM on WhatsApp. All right. So that I can get your license today or anytime you want a license. So for those ones who will get a license for their live accounts, also today is Sunday. Market opens by maybe 11 p.m. tonight or probably by 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. So get a license today. So you're going to be starting the new week, you know, with the trading algorithm. So, Eileen Z said, thanks boss for the lecture. You keep showing us more things that can be possible and accessible to us. Yeah, that's the goal. Okay. So the goal is to actually grow together, evolve together, not growing alone. Okay. Nobody has ever made it in life by asking other people for urgent 10K, urgent 5K. Okay. You actually become someone, should become someone that actually gives people urgent 200K if they want it. That's how it should be. So guys, in the absence of any question, I believe that I've shown you through this journey how it is being done. So it is now up to you to do it when you want to do it. All right. And time waits for no one. So just in case you send a DM at some point and say the price is now 399, you should know that the price is not static. Okay. So this is just like an early bird phase of what we are building. So, and if you get in at this stage, then you're also going to enjoy what the early bird should enjoy. If you can recall that when we had this book on main point trading strategy, which was actually a banger, okay, like a very profitable strategy for everyone. So if you notice, some people actually bought that book for 500 naira. Then today, a copy is sold for about 32,000 naira now. All right. Some bought for like 500 naira. Some got it for like 5K. Some bought for like 16,000. Today it is now at 2,000 naira. So it has always been like that when a new thing is launched. So on that note, I wish you a productive week. So do have a lovely weekdays ahead. So bye everyone.